Well, I just did a little video a while ago where I showed you all how I put the little labels on the nativity figures and showed you all the way I kind of put the initials and the years on them, including how I did with the baby Jesus, like I said. And there's kind of a little extra work to come along here, a little more to show, and I've got some ways to take it along, show how it's going to work, show what it's going to do. And I will say that this is the part where you might want to put on gloves to do it, because that finish that I use just may not be so good for your hands. You can probably see I'm doing it kind of distanced here from the camera, because there's just nothing to really stand it on up there, and that's how it goes. But I used an old jelly jar to do this, but I filled it halfway up with the Bartley gel stain finish and partly with the mineral spirits. Sometime or another I'll do a video where I demonstrate how I do that, but this is the part where we're going to open it up. I will say that sometimes when, I like to seal things so tight, so I can really be able to shake them up and not have them leak out or spill out. But as for this moment, I guess we'll have to use the clamp to open it. It's really hard to open these things when you get them on as tight as I like to have them. And guess you could probably say that even these bottles, to that matter, maybe even the finish itself probably sticks to the lid, makes it a little harder to open up. But I think I will manage this. I will get this open here. It's going to be a struggle, but I'll manage it. Don't know if I might have put on the glove too soon or what, but I will say that this little work, I'm going to probably have to have 2 clamps to do this, and I guess I have to take one off this machine down here. But I'm going to say that this is how I'm going to finish the work here. If you ever have to use 2 clamps, that's okay. We're going to get this to come along somehow. And I don't know what I'm going to do here. Apparently nothing I'm doing is working to help get this open. I'll tell you what. Okay, unfortunately I had to stop the video there and start it again. Thought I was going to have to start all over after I could get this open, but finally did while it was turned off. Kind of gave it a little more strength, finally took care of that. But I'd say that we are going to demonstrate here how we finish the figures. There's something that in this case we do where we sort of like just take a little stain, take a paper towel, put it in the stain, and I tell you, that kind of smells like those old printing machines when my dad used to work in a print shop. We kind of went in there sometimes, and those machines just had a lot of ink and toner in them that made a lot of smell. But here's how we're going to do this. We're going to take the end that has the finish in it. We're going to rub it on, and then we're going to place it in. I will say there's probably a little work involved here. There comes a time when, you know, it's probably going to require more than one coat. You probably have to put your first coat on one day and put your other coat on another day. So it might be more than one video on how we demonstrate this, because they'll have to be done on separate days. But this is how we start out. We take the finish we put on there, then we take the dry end of the towel and kind of dry it away to start with, and this is how it's going to come out once you kind of get the first coat on, kind of have a rusty finish like that. Might kind of do it with the other Mary as well. We're just going to try to get the job done while we're still on cam and try to make little matters work for our best. And I'd say a little time and effort and work that goes into this, it makes it all shine like the evening, shine like the light, make it all better. And so the time shall come, it shall shine like the day. And makes me think how, you know, the way that Todd Agnew sang that song around Christmas time that said, not even the Bethlehem dawn could compare to the light it revealed. Not even the Bethlehem sun could compare to the Son of God sleeping in the cattle stall. I say that we've gotten along this far on these. There's a little extra work to come along now. We're going to work on Joseph here next. I'm going to demonstrate again with him how we do it. There's probably a lot of more little obstacles to get around on him, where he kind of has his headdress in a different shape and all. And as we work along this, we're going to take care of these little details, and we're going to shine him to match the very same light that goes a long way. I just know there was a show I watched where, it wasn't a show, but there was a play I used to watch years ago at a church where it was like Mary sang a song about being the mother of the Son of God, and how even Joseph said, the child may not belong to me, but I'll belong to him. And now we've come along with this little figure. I'd say that the dry end of this towel's getting a little wet, so we might have to come back with another one to finish things off. But here's how the work shall come along to this other one as well. And as I've demonstrated before, that's how we do them. And I'd say that the time shall come, we shall construct ourselves to work in ways that may not always match up with human hands, but I'd say that there's just a lot of things this shall remind people of. We know that we'll never know what Jesus really looked like till we get to heaven. We won't really know what he really looks like until we see him in all his glory. So this is the kind of work that we see that we need to do. I'm going to take off another little paper towel here to kind of have one that's just a little bit drier, so we can kind of take the extra off, take the excess off, and kind of make them so they'll be gooder and better. And oh, I tell you this now, all this finish is going to make its shining light on us. We know there comes a lot of questions when the time for these shall come around, but we know we're going to find ways and we're going to answer them all. I'd say we got a little working time here. It's a little moment when now we can take these little mangers with baby Jesus in them, kind of dip the little towel in, kind of make it so we've got a little work to come inside of them. Oh, I see. And I'd say we're going to put a little extra work in here, make these come along better. For these little crevices in the legs of the manger, you might need a little extra finish, so we're going to put a little more in, kind of drill it through, and kind of, I guess you can say, put the towel in a little deeper between the legs so we can kind of get this little top place down here, get the finish down in it, and see what it's going to make baby Jesus in the manger. And it makes think of a song, oh, baby Jesus is born. So this towel is all wet, so we can't really dry off the access with it just yet, but we're gonna make it so we got this much on here now. We're gonna put a little bit of more work into the other manger, make it so it'll have its own little shine down here on between the legs of the manger. Put the extra work in here, and we're gonna shine this little light so it brightens up the days, makes us all see people, see better things. And whoa, I tell y'all, work shall come along and brighten us a little early. Sometimes I say that the things we know and things we do, oh, the work, oh, the time that goes into what we do, oh, the ways it just shines through the light like the morning dew and all. And here we're going to see it come out a little ways. I'm going to put this one up here. Take this dry one. We're going to dry off the little bit of excess. And I'd say that what's deep down between the legs won't matter as much, because we're going to try to get a little towel in there. Oh, I say that this little shining light shall brighten the days of many people. And you know, when somebody sees this nativity in their home, they're going to love it. It's just going to be a little special treasure to them. Some people like to see these things, and it just makes them think of the man who's willing to put all the work into it. But most of all, I would hope more than anything, it helps people remember Jesus himself. And now we gotta finish off the access here and get a little work done between the things. And I'd probably say, for my next video, I might try to open the can of finish before I get started. So that's how that's gonna work along. That's next. And I'd say for now, we finish this part of the video, and maybe in another one, we'll have a chance to do a video where we work on carving the angel's wings. Probably not going to do it tonight, because I've got a few things to do tonight to get ready for a show I have in the morning. So probably this will be on YouTube by the time it is. Maybe we'll be getting closer to getting around to it by then. But thank you for watching, and goodbye.